responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You ought to make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's what I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh, no, this game is just getting started, and I am still floating on air after my son got married on Tuesday. I just posted up the picture of the new bride and groom, my new daughter-in-law, and I'm extremely happy on this Throwback Thursday. But listen, we're going to start this show off right. We got the potential caller of the year for 2021 on the phone line. Todd Malcolm, what's going on this afternoon, bruh?
Man, I gotta let Keith know to step aside. That he ain't getting that trophy this year.
Yeah, now he got to pass the torch to somebody this year, and it's looking like it's either gonna be you or Uncle Buck right about now. And you know, Uncle Buck only show up in girls basketball season to talk about those Fairfield Lady Eagles, so you might edge him out.
And I ain't heard from Ferdinand in a while.
You hadn't heard from who?
Ferdinand.
Oh, man, Ferdinand's every day, all day, bro. Look, now don't jump in that water. That's deep water right there.
Man, I want to call you about this picture you posted. So I want to give you props on your weight loss. So when I first started listening to your show, you kind of look like Cole from Martin, the TV show. Okay? Man, AJ, I got to give you credit, bruh. I mean, now you looking like Reuben Hurricane Carter.
Did he call me Reuben Hurricane Carter?
Like Reuben Martin back in the day. But, man, you leaned up. And to give you an update on mine, I'm about 20 pounds down.
Okay, now that's what's up. Now, what are you doing, Todd, to lose your weight?
So, because I know this company didn't pay for the advertisement, so I won't tell the name of it.
Okay.
I did one of those programs that very well known, okay?
All right.
Not Weight Watchers, but another one that's pretty close to it.
Okay, I got you. I think I know where you're at.
And so basically the concept of it was just, after the third day, I got it. Like the light bulb went off and said, okay, this is just about portion control, you know?
Yep.
Just be eating a whole plate of nachos, you know, or order a pizza. I can't go eat a 8-slice pizza.
Right.
So anyway, the first week, I could eat 1,000 calories a day in unlimited vegetables. Okay.
Okay.
Next week, I went to 1,500 calories a day, and then unlimited vegetables. Like right now for lunch, I got broccoli, squash, cauliflower in a bowl. Right.
Okay.
But like I said, I can eat as much vegetables as I want a day.
Yeah.
So when I get hungry, outside of my 1,500 calories, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've already have a big plate of vegetables that Amber's made for me, already made up.
Okay.
Then a bowl, heat it up, and then I'm good. So that first week, I dropped 10 pounds quick, you know?
Yep.
And then over time, then the other weight started to come up a little bit slower, like a pound a week.
Right,
you know?
right.
And so I'm losing it. I feel like the healthy weight just gradually, over time. So,
and that's the way to do it, Todd, that healthy over time, because when you have that rapid weight loss, that bad boy will jump back on you like it ain't never been anywhere, man. It just, for some reason, does not maintain when you do it rapidly. And, again, same theology for me. I realized that, fried chicken wings every night wasn't going to get it done. And I was a buffalo wing connoisseur, bro, and then I started dealing with some health issues with my blood pressure and what have you. And when I went pescatarian and vegan, because you can't eat fish every day, all day, when I went pescatarian and vegan, man, it changed everything for me. And it added a little movement. Not a lot for me, but a little movement. And then, bro, here we go.
Yeah, you don't need much. I mean, it kills me. Like, sometimes you see the dude at the gym be killing himself for 2 hours a day, right?
Yep.
But then when he leaves, he hitting up the drive-through.
Right. And
so you're getting that combo meal from McDonald's, Sonic, whatever your choice of food is. You're not going to see progress. I mean, it really is just about don't get me wrong, it's hard, but once I got into the routine of it about a month, I stopped craving the sweets. It finally kind of got out of my system a little bit.
Todd, that double meat, double cheese over at the orange and white place. And I would try to get a Diet Coke with it, to kind of, break it off a little bit. The Diet Coke never won. The Diet Coke never won, Todd. Never.
Yeah.
Well, listen, brother, stay right there. We done talked through our first intro. We'll take a break, and then I want to hear I have a feeling you want to talk some basketball. Is that what you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk some hoops.
All right, we'll be back with Todd Malcolm. Throwback Thursday. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, will be joining us today. If you haven't driven by my Facebook page yet, get on by there and check out the new Mr. and Mrs. Jones. They got a thing going on, and I love it. Been doing it since 11th grade. Man, I'm so happy for them. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break. Throwback Thursday.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Let me drop over here to the phone line. Todd Malcolm, my brother like no other. standing by. What's going on, man? What's going on basketball-wise in your heart, Todd?
Man, I got the Nets coming out the East.
Todd?
And I got
Todd.
Got the Jazz in the West.
Todd, don't believe the hype, bro. Don't believe the hype. How in the world LaMarcus Aldridge go play like he dying in San Antonio and get over in Brooklyn and play like he rose on the third day with all power in his hands?
Man, I think that's kind of, he took the playbook out of James Harden's hands, right?
Man, James Harden done sent something out. Listen, play like trash, cut up, go to the club, drop some honey buns on some folk, and tell them, you just don't think it's gonna work where you are, and come on over here to Brooklyn, and we finna do something.
Yeah, LaMarcus would drop 22 last night. Man, I want to see what my man Drummond can do for the Lakers. He's supposed to play tonight.
Wait a minute. Does he have his toenail back on his toe? Because he had some issues.
Man, he probably that thing. It's not been long enough for that thing to heal. So they probably bandaging him for something. But I kind of wanted LaMarcus over Drummond, to be honest with you. But I don't think that's fair to Andre yet because I hadn't seen him play with LeBron and them. I like Andre Drummond, but I kind of like the versatility of LaMarcus a little bit too. But Drummond is a beast on the board, so I really want to see how that plays out when Drummond gets healthy. I want to see LeBron and Drummond together, right? Because I think that could be something. But man, the Nets are scoring like 140 a game. Like even if their defense is trash, it doesn't even matter. They're scoring 120 plus. Your defense doesn't have to be great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. Let me tell you something. First of all, I thought LaMarcus was going to go back to Portland. Imagine LaMarcus playing like he is right now in Portland with what they got over there. That would be a problem. That could have shifted the power in the West if he's going to play like that. Drummond, I still think, might have pulled the same playbook up in Cleveland. I can't play. My big toe hurt. And then he get down there in L.A. and his big toe got hurt for real. But he might have a lot of ball left in him. The Lakers are what, in fifth right now? Fifth or sixth? Something crazy. Something just unrealistic. But again, it's a very bunched up group right now. So I'm not worried about the Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers right now are number 5. But they're a game out of 4th, a game and a half out of 3rd, and 4.5, 5.5 out of 2nd. 6 games out of 1st.
Rob Pelinka made a huge mistake in the offseason. And there's a good friend of mine in California. We were talking about it when they made this move. And it was just a head scratcher to me. I could not understand it because it went against the defensive identity of what Vogel wanted to be, is big down low, right?
Yeah.
They got rid of Dwight Howard, who only signed for a couple million with the Sixers, right? Then they moved JaVale McGee, and his opt-in was only like 4-point-something million, right?
Yep.
They get rid of Howard and McGee for Marc Gasol, and Marc Gasol does nothing for what the identity of what the Lakers were last year, which is they wanted to be big down low, have versatile big men that could throw 3 different guys at Joker, for the Nuggets and other people. So when you got rid of Howard and McGee, there's no lob threat,
right?
No rim protector.
Yeah.
Gasol cannot do any of those things.
Yep.
And you got rid of 2 guys for 1, and Gasol just doesn't. So I know when they made the move, Rob was trying to sell us on, hey, Gasol can shoot threes. He can open up the court by pulling the big man out and then open up the lane. And I get that, and there's some truth to that. However, you lost your versatility down low that was really big in the playoffs and in the finals, and you lost your rim protectors and you lost your depth.
Yeah, I will agree with you. That was a calculated decision that went wrong. They should have brought Howard back. They really should have, because now they're trying to piece together in multiple players what Dwight Howard gave them in one. And again, that toughness. some of the stuff he did on the court, folks thought was like, took away from the flow of the game, what have you. But that motivated other guys on that bench to step up. And you see it. Morris isn't playing the same. Other guys aren't playing the same. The two guys that they lost to me that made the difference, I love McGee, but right now for me was Rajon Rondo and Dwight Howard. That changed the complexion of that team. That changed their heartbeat. That changed their, they went from, you're not going to just, run through us to, these injuries happening. Oh, yeah, we just trying to maintain and hold on. So for me, Drummond has got to fill that role some kind of way to make up for what Pelinka did or didn't do this offseason.
Yeah, so I think if you kind of look at the moves, when they moved Danny Green, they moved Danny so you can get Dennis Schroeder. I like that move.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a negligible move.
That makes sense. That was you put a healthy AD, LeBron, and Schroeder together, you got something, right? Then they moved Rondo, right, so they could make room for Harrell, right? I personally would have rather kept Rondo and not signed Harrell. Not that I don't like Harrell. I would have rather had Rondo than Harrell if I could only have one of the two. So, as a GM, you're not going to hit on all, on all your moves. I mean, I remember when Morey was with the Rockets, there were some moves he made that worked out great.
Yeah, Morey would just make moves to make moves. I mean, everybody was like, at least he's trying. It's like, not, bruh, leave it be. Let some of this gel together.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting, but man, I know this is going to sound like a crazy finals, and it won't probably be a very popular finals rating wise. But I could see if the Nets stay healthy and the Jazz stay healthy, those are my two picks.
All right, let me just say this now. I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. We'll see what happens from there. There's regular season teams and there's playoff teams. Miami wasn't a regular season team last year. They became a playoff team. And look what happened. They ran off all those regular season champions and contenders. So that's why right now it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Utah right now. It's fun to watch Brooklyn right now. But, bruh, are you a playoff team? You running folks out the gym 4 times out of a 7-game series. That's when it counts. And, again, like you said, health is an issue. Durant came back after missing, 22, 23 games and was perfect from the field. Got that. Can you do that 4 times out of 7 against, Philadelphia, against Milwaukee? And I'm going to say this about Milwaukee. I still don't think they're built for 4 out of 7. I just don't think that they are, man. You got to have some legit outside scoring when everybody collapses down on Giannis and keeps him out of the paint. And I just don't feel like they do. To me, they should have been all in on J.J. Redick. They should have been all in on anybody shooting, 38, 39% or better from 3, because they don't legitimately have. They got guys that can hit threes, but they don't have guys that can just get on fire and make you pay for collapsing down on Giannis.
Yeah, and I agree on that. I just don't trust the Bucks for whatever reason. The reason I like the Jazz is I think the Jazz are now battle-tested in the playoffs.
Wait a minute, Ty, hold that thought. Jazz battle-tested in the playoffs. Pick up from there. I got to get TD Blackshear on and OMG Tires, and we'll be right back with Todd Malcolm right after this Throwback Thursday on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK, 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
Legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
I'm Henry Louis Gates Jr. We are people of resilience. No matter what happens, we fight through the pain. We protect our traditions. We uphold our excellence. So let's protect our lives with vaccines we can trust. We can do this.
To learn more about COVID-19 vaccines, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we back here on the legendary KYOK and the legendary and the all-new 92.3 FM. We stream live on KYOKradio.org. And I'm AJ Jones, Throwback Thursday. Kris Gardner going to be joining us in a little bit from Houston Round Ball Review. Right now, I got Todd talking a little basketball. And you said you thought the Utah Jazz were already playoff battle tested. You sure?
Yeah, so let me tell you why. They've been through a 7-game series with the Nuggets last year, and the Nuggets that were no joke, right? That's a tough team. So they've been through some playoff series. In the year before that, I think they lost to OKC. So they've got some veterans on their team. That team, that nucleus is strong of what they have with Donovan Mitchell, Gobert, Bogdanovic. And they got a very, in my opinion, a very underrated coach that they don't really talk about much, and Snyder. And I think it's just because it's the Jazz, and it's just they're not really a very appealing team to talk about. But no, if the Jazz are healthy and the Clippers are healthy, I'm taking the Jazz all day.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just say this: over the Clippers, yeah, I can see that. But again, you got a LeBron James who is just, we talk about playoff Rondo, we talk about playoff LeBron. I mean, as long as he's over there, I'm not giving it to anybody until they beat the Lakers. I'm just not. And, everybody got all upset about what Shaq said to Donovan Mitchell and what have you. I like the way Donovan handled it. Okay. And nothing else needed to be said. Donovan is in a mode where he might be ready to take that step where I can show you better than I can tell you. This ain't Clint Capella saying, bring on the Warriors. This isn't other guys guaranteeing victories, because their backs against the wall. These are guys that know that they've got the squad and the ability to go out and shut somebody down 4 times out of 7. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters in the playoff. All of this is fun to watch. I'm not saying the regular season doesn't matter. I'm saying all of this is fun to watch right now with Utah, the Clippers. Clippers don't have nobody to blame this year. They can't blame that on Doc, and they better not blame it on Ty. Kawhi and Paul George gonna have to look each other in the face and say, no, you are, no, you are, no, you are, no, you are, and fix it. They ain't got nobody to blame this year. So I'm just waiting on it, bro. I'm waiting on some playoffs.
Okay, so let me tell you why I'm excluding the Lakers, because that's my team, okay? I personally don't think Anthony Davis is going to come back.
I don't even like you right now. I love you, but I don't like you right now. Don't say that on my show.
And it pains me to say it, but that injury he has is the same thing KD had. When he got hurt that year, he tried to come back, remember, against the Raptors and eventually tore it. My prediction is there's going to be a report come out soon that says AD is going to be out for the year. The only reason they ain't released it yet is just kind of hold that, carrot, for people that they still got a game plan potentially against it. I don't think he's coming back because when KD came back, they tried to throw him in a heated finals game. Hadn't played in at that point, maybe a couple months, month and a half, something like that. And he saw KD blow it out. I just don't think when you've had that Achilles injury and he can't even run right now, and you try to ramp somebody up in 2 weeks and then throw him in a heated playoff battle, you're asking for problems, in my opinion. I'm not a therapist or a PT or anything like that, but from what I've read on stuff like that people are in that field, they've said it's a really, really bad idea. So my prediction is he doesn't come back, which is why they made such a strong push to try to get Drummond.
Yeah. It remains to be seen. If LeBron comes back healthy and can run with Drummond and the other guys, I'll put it that way. They still, man, again, this dude has gotten to the finals with less.
So the question will be,
I'm just saying.
No, I'm with you. The question will be, so look at it like this, right? LeBron and AD and Drummond need some time to gel, right? Like, no matter what your talent is, and I think the Clippers saw this last year, when you have guys constantly in and out of the lineup, it's hard to put it together when you haven't had time to come together, right?
Yeah.
So like tonight, for example, Kuzma's not playing because his calf is tight. It just seems like this year for the Lakers, it's just one thing after another with injuries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I hope I'm wrong. I hope late April or May, whenever the playoffs start, they can piece this game together. But it just seems like someone's got some little voodoo doll. Like, look at Drummond. First game, what happens? He gets hurt, AJ.
Yeah.
Some fluke, right?
Yeah, I'm with you, Todd. I'm not against you, but I'm just saying, until they are out, they still in.
Right? No, you're right.
And because you did it, you said Brooklyn and Utah. You said Brooklyn and Utah, right?
Yeah, I got if the Jazz are healthy, the Nets are healthy, right? Those are obviously two big caveats. Those would be my team to come out the West, the Jazz, and then I don't see like who can beat the Nets in the East.
Yeah, here y'all tell it, Boston. Here y'all tell it, Boston can. That's what y'all be telling me. Miami definitely can. I don't know about the Hawks, the Hornets, or the Bucks, but 76ers definitely can. With a healthy Embiid, yeah, they can. Sure can.
You can see the Sixers beating them in the 7th game?
Yeah, sure can.
Because
here's let me tell you why.
Okay.
I'm gonna take KD out of the equation.
Okay.
You can frustrate James Harden in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true.
You can frustrate the heck out of him in the playoffs. You can frustrate Kyrie Irving in the playoffs.
Yep.
So you get either one of those to get on their bad side, bad Kyrie and bad Harden. Kevin Durant has been pretty much LeBron James-ish, so I'll pull him out of the equation. But all you need is to get one of those two off their game, and then these other guys that are killing it right now, bruh, they ain't never been through that grind of championship level playoffs. That's different. First round, second round, maybe, but now we're talking semifinals and conference semifinals and conference championship games and all that. I don't know. All them other cats, they sound good on paper.
With the Nets, at least you got KD that's been there, right? Harden, he's got a ton of playoff experience. Kyrie got him a chip. So you got some experience there. I don't think the moment will be too big for them. The Sixers, I like Embiid. I don't know. I've never been a big Ben Simmons fan. I just don't think his game really, I don't know, he's a very unique player, but also a player that necessarily is completely different for today's game.
Let me tell you what Ben Simmons does. Ben Simmons puts pressure on your defense. You're not gonna stand out there and guard him from the three. So you're gonna back off. And you got a tall dude who now can see the court. And if you blink, he will go past you and go to the rim, and he's a finisher. But he's an amazing passer with great vision. And he can beat you up wherever you make a mistake. So you got to have 5 guys that are defensively sound against a guy like Ben Simmons. He's not going to shoot from the outside. And folks, I don't care how long you practice it, you think, okay, we just lay off him. But he's a guy who then can see clearer on what you're doing and beat you from that spot, as opposed to you guarding him at the three. You almost got to stay on him wherever he is to try and kill his vision and his drive. Because if he dribble penetrates, bruh, only good things will happen from that.
Yeah, no, you may be right. I mean, like I said, he's a very. I can't even really think of a. Is there a former NBA player that he reminds you of?
I'm gonna say this, and it's almost borderline blasphemous. From the size and some of, I'm trying to qualify so I don't get kicked out the league. From the size and some of what he does. Hey, you know what? Maybe I don't need to go all the way to Magic. I was getting ready to go to Magic. I could go Lamar Odom. I could go, again, minus the long range shot. I mean, he's a big point guard, bro. He's a big point guard with touch, with handles, with finishability. He don't have to be able to shoot from the outside, And by the way, he's got he got a little mid range game. If you drop back too far, he could put it in from there. He don't want to shoot it from 25.
What about Scottie Pippen? Is he versatile like that?
Okay. So, like I said, I didn't want to go all the way to the mountaintop with Magic, but I can go Lamar Odom, Scottie Pippen, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, he can.
Caron Butler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, he's a unique talent. That's what I'm saying. It's a unique talent that he can do a lot of different things. He's extremely versatile defensively. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting. I know Elf Brand over there is trying to make it work. I guess Morey too, because he's over with the Sixers now too, to try to make that.
Yep. They got a nice collection, man. And I'm telling you, whether they can live up to it or not, they're kind of playoff built. That's what I'm talking about. Inside, outside. They got enough guys where if a couple of guys are off, they got other guys who can fill in that blank. It's gonna be interesting. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you my final four. I'm gonna give you my final four on both sides. It's hard for me to put Brooklyn in there. Brooklyn had never been there. I almost want to go Miami and the 76ers or Brooklyn and the 76ers. I'll do that for the sake of argument. I'll go Brooklyn and the 76ers. And then over in the West, bruh, I'm going Lakers. And I haven't done the bracket. Like, I don't know who's going to play who and all that kind of stuff. But I might go Lakers and Clippers and just smile real pretty at Utah and Phoenix and Denver and Portland and Dallas and all them. I'm just smiling at them. Good to see y'all. Thanks for coming.
Okay. That's not bad.
And really, if I had to pull the Clippers out because I don't trust them worth nothing, I would put Utah in there.
You put Utah in there.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But let me also say this real quick.
Okay.
Chris Paul is starting to get into that, not because of championship rings and definitely not because of ability, but I'm talking leadership. He's starting to get into that LeBron James category. He's getting teams into the playoffs and deep in the playoffs that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, when I look at the Suns, I don't know. I just, I guess we just don't take the Suns seriously. They got a good record, but we know that didn't always translate to playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what to think of the Suns. They got a great record, like 36-16. But when you get to the playoffs, it's about matchups, right?
Right.
And do I look at the guys they have, Chris Paul and Devin Booker, being able to duel LeBron and AD? No. Do I think they can outduel Kawhi, Paul George? No. So do I think they can outduel Jamal Murray and Joker? No. You know what I mean? So for me, that's why I'm like, okay, once you get to playoff time, I don't think, but I agree with you. Prior to getting Chris Paul, they were trash every year, right? They were getting blasted in the regular season, where they finished the year like 20-62.
Yep.
But I don't know. I wonder how far that can take them. Now, to your credit, what you said about Chris Paul, man, he took OKC. He had got them to a 7th game. Who did they have in the bubble? He took it to. It was the Rockets, right?
Yep.
So you're right. I mean, without Chris Paul, they probably get beat by the Rockets 4-1. So I just don't know how far that can take them once you hit playoff time.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a clip that I'm going to play that Willie Gibson sent me from Columbus, Ohio, about LeBron James. Isaiah Thomas had a take on LeBron James that I hadn't heard anybody say before, and it did for me. I haven't weighed in on this thing. It did for me make him, in my mind, the greatest player that I've seen. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a believer that you don't have to have one on the mountaintop. I'm just glad that everybody that I got a chance to see on the mountain, I got a chance to see. But when he broke this down, that just sealed it for me. It's no more argument. It's no more discussion. It's no more debate. This right there was that one tipping point that had me say, he's right. He's absolutely right. And I'm going to play it after the break. You want to hold on and listen, or you want to get off and listen, whichever one.
I got to jump on this conference call, but yeah, no, I'll listen. I'll keep listening, okay?
Okay, no problem, Todd. Thanks for tuning in today.
All right, man. Thanks, AJ.
Todd Malcolm, good dude, good call, good brother, good friend. Love him and his family. All right, let me take a break. When I come back, I'm going to play that clip. Isaiah Thomas talking about what, in his mind, makes LeBron different from everybody else. And for me, it made him, in my mind, not shading anybody else, Michael, Magic, Bill Russell, Kareem. But if you listen to this part and put it in perspective, it's like, okay, that young man's got something different. And that point right there, in that area right there, he's definitely the best. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on Legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the Legendary KYOK.
Now, in-home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
I'm Henry Louis Gates Jr. We are people of resilience. No matter what happens, we fight through the pain. We protect our traditions. We uphold our excellence. So let's protect our lives with vaccines we can trust. We can do this.
To learn more about COVID-19 vaccines, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Jonathan Joseph with the Houston Texans.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, going to be joining us in a few. Let me get back to this. This deal. Oh boy. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to see. This is Isaiah Thomas, Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, not the Isaiah Thomas that plays for the New Orleans Pelicans now. Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, basically talking about LeBron James on a show called LeBron Factory. And man, this was profound. This was profound. So let me cue it up. Hopefully you can hear it. Here you go.
LeBron James came straight from high school. Do you know who his high school coach is? St. American, I don't know.
And of course it does that.
Rookie coach he's had to the NBA Finals. So from an educational standpoint and a knowledge base, where did this brain come from? I mean, he's the Einstein of basketball. Because when you look at myself, you look at a Jordan, you look at a Shaq, you know, we had Hall of Fame coaches. Like Michael Jordan played for Dean Smith, Hall of Fame. Then he goes and meets Phil Jackson, Hall of Fame. Doug Collins, those were his first coaches. He was around Tex Winters. I was around Chuck Daly, Coach Knight. So from an educational standpoint, the knowledge that we were given and what we were able to apply out on the field and out on the floor, that came from somewhere. I look at LeBron James and I go, where'd he get all this? Because he can look at your coach, figure out your defensive scheme. He can look at your substitution pattern. He can read the stat sheet, and then he can, not only read it, but he can dissect it. Then he can come back and put together a game plan, and then he can go out and implement it. So the Tom Brady's and the Peyton Manning, so forth and so on, they all had coaches, schools, and big institutions that they went to. LeBron James just came in from high school and said, boom, 7 straight finals. You do not go to the NBA Finals in all league at age 22 and say, I'm here with, Bobby Gibson and, Danielle Marshall. And no offense to any of them, but you just don't do that in all
paint
league.
cans, squeegees, and a nail file. That's what he took to the file.
Too early in the game. All right, that was, again, Isaiah Thomas talking about LeBron James. It was actually on with Skip and Shannon. And what he just said was profound. LeBron James came straight out of high school with a mind that wasn't developed by a Dean Smith, a Bobby Knight. I forget the coach at LSU with Shaq. One developed by Phil Jackson. But like he said, LeBron could look at your coach and figure out a game plan for his tendencies or strategies. He could look at your best player and figure out tendencies and strategies. He could take his team, no matter who was on it, and put them in a position to win ball games, and not just ball games, but go to NBA finals. And I'm telling you, the fact that he did not have those great minds. Who was his high school coach? We know who his college coach was. There wasn't one. So are we saying that the greatest coach ever is this guy up in Akron, Ohio, who we don't know his name? I'll never forget seeing the clip of LeBron James breaking down like a 2.5 to 3 minute series of plays in a game. And they ran the clip of what LeBron was talking about. And he was sitting at the interview desk. And LeBron broke down every single thing that happened, didn't miss a gap, to the point where they showed it at the bottom, and it was like he was commenting about it live. All that was running through his mind. I'm not saying that Jordan didn't have a brilliant mind. I'm not saying that Shaq doesn't have a brilliant mind. Great players, Kobe, Dr. J, Bill Russell. I'm not saying they didn't have great minds. Something about LeBron's is like, a point or two higher or different. And all I'm saying is, for me, that sealed it. That sealed it. And LeBron did it in a way unlike Jordan. Jordan was the last shot man. Magic, last shot man. Kobe, definitely last shot man. LeBron was the best decision man. And he got vilified for it by Skip, by Colin Cowherd, by a whole bunch of other wannabes. I'm not even going to talk about that other brother that I purposely forget his name. I don't want to know his name. That's the one brother I don't mind tearing down. That's the one. I got one. I'm allowed to have one. I don't mind tearing him down. It's him. And I refuse to mention his name. LeBron got vilified for being brilliant, having a basketball IQ out of this world. And to me right now, he's the greatest. To me, when you put it in that terms, yeah, you're right. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Greatest of all time, LeBron James.
Yeah, man.
AJ, Ferdinand, lunch breakers, look. AJ, when I look at LeBron, I look at an officer and a gentleman. Before basketball, AJ, we got to go way back. What kind of parents did LeBron James have? What kind of supporting cast? What kind of love did he come from? Because it shows in today's society. You're looking at a guy who loves basketball, AJ. Loves people. He loves everything around him. So when you can go back and get your best friend, send them to college, make them somebody.
Bruh, hold on, Ferdinand, because you just tapped in a whole nother sermon. Not only does he have a unbelievable basketball mind, but his mind for business, again, coming from high school, not going through business school at Yale or Harvard or Duke or Vanderbilt or anywhere else. This guy said, we got a plan. You're going to go to school, you're going to learn this, and they are billionaire businessmen. And I love it. Go ahead.
Only thing I can say after that, AJ, won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Said he would. Fight my battles.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't tell me what he won't do. He's prepared all of us, AJ. We just got to get it as individuals.
Yeah, man.
LeBron got it.
Yeah, man.
So what he have, I hope the world can see, and we can build from there.
Yeah, that's why I say, man, if you hate LeBron James because you want to hate LeBron James, you don't have to like him as a player. You don't have to like him as a person. But, man, you got to respect him because this guy is doing it straight from college with, like Ferdinand says, we don't know who the major mentor was. Mom, dad, uncle, mentor.
Big mama.
Yeah.
But AJ, it was somebody serious that had the knowledge and the gall to make their child the best that they could make them. Yeah. You have to start them from a child. Get it when Bible said, get me while you're a child. So they started on LeBron early.
Yeah.
And it didn't fail.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say, man. He one of the greatest of all times, man. And if he can just keep going, because we need those people up front, AJ. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking no other athlete, but we want to show the world that look, if we're giving the exact same chance that you give everybody else. Just the finished product. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, Ferdinand. Once again, you're always on it, bro.
Pleasure. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. Ferdinand, Caller of the Year 2017. Just valid statements. Just valid statements. I mean, and then you throw in what he's done in the community, what he's done, with his school, the success that they have had, what he's done with voters' rights, activism. And again, he's using that brilliant mind to outsmart and out-strategize those who are trying to oppose him. There's no doubt in my mind that the LeBron Jameses, and let me throw some other brilliant minds out there, the Stacey Abrams and others, will come up with a plan for all of these different voting legislations put in place to supposedly bring confidence in the election. In an election that had minimal, provable fraud. I'm sorry, I am not going to coddle anybody when it comes to this previous election. If you think it was fraud-ridden, that's your problem. You're like a little kid that needs a nightlight. I'm not going to hire an armed security guard because you think there's a boogeyman under your bed counting ballots. Turn on your nightlight, turn yourself over, and go to sleep. And all of these legislative changes to supposedly secure an election that was one of the most secure ever is ridiculous. But hear me when I say, people will find a way. People like LeBron James, Stacey Abrams, and others will find a way. And I am determined to be a part of the solution, not your problem. Because that's a you problem if you think this election was bad. I don't know how I got off on that. Willie Gibson, the clip was actually from Undisputed Skip and Shannon. Yeah, I caught it at the end. Willie. Then LeBron's high school coach was Drew Joyce. Drew Joyce. I know his name and I still don't know who LeBron's high school coach was. I know his name and I still don't know who he was. It's amazing that LeBron has been this good straight from high school into the pros and has that kind of basketball IQ and ability to match. That's why I say I'm not counting him out until they are out. So there we go. All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. She'll give us a COVID-19 update, and then we'll get ready to get into the second hour. We'll get ready to get in the second hour, man. I keep going by my Facebook page, looking at my son and my daughter-in-law, and man, I'll tell you what, I am just, man. It's the little things in life that mean a lot, and that's not even a little thing. That's a big little thing. So anyway, son, love you. Daughter-in-law, love you. Can't wait for y'all to come this way and hang out. If you want to get into the show, please do it. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It is the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. I want to remind you that we got a new sponsor over here. It is Dickey's Barbecue. Dickey's Barbecue. And over in Spring, they got a great special going on where if you buy some ribs, you'll get more ribs free. And they got the spicy ribs. They got the regular. You can get the, the honey barbecue on them. I'm a spicy guy. I got that Creole, Cajun, laissez-faire going on in my life. So be sure and drop by the Spring location. Tell them AJ and KWWJ sent you to Dickey's up there in Spring, and they will take good care of you because you know what? They do it right. They do it right. So anyway, let me go ahead and take a break. I do have another coupon to give away for a free barbecue sandwich over there at Dickey's. So I'll be giving that away in just a little bit. Keep listening for your chance to win. This segment brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. President Biden is moving up the deadline for adult eligibility for COVID-19 vaccines to April 19th. Mr. Biden had previously called for states and territories to make all adults eligible for shots by May 1st. As of today, 36 states have opened eligibility for vaccinations to people ages 16 and older, while 12 others and the District of Columbia are already set to do so by April 19th. U.S. Congressman Alcee Hastings has died. The civil rights lawyer, Florida's first black federal judge, and the longest-serving member of the Florida delegation fought a 2-year battle with pancreatic cancer. Congressman Hastings was 84 years old. Taco Bell plans to hire at least 5,000 workers in a single day later this month when the food chain temporarily converts parking lots into job fairs. On-the-spot interviews will take place at nearly 2,000 company and franchise-owned locations across the U.S. April 21st. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all, we back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM. About to put this first hour on the books, get the second hour underway. We are the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and KYOKradio.org.
Come on, y'all, hit
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
What I tell you, that's just first hour on the books. The second hour is underway right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. Rockets beat the Mavericks last night, 102-93, thanks to 31 from, I guess, the old man, John Wall. John was in his youth last night. John was balling like he was at my son's wedding and he was the daddy. I mean, John was balling last night. They ended a 5-game losing streak. Luka had 23 points and 9 rebounds in the loss. The Rockets will visit the Clippers tomorrow at 9. The Spurs are going to host Milwaukee tonight at 8. The Spurs have lost 4 in a row after losing 106-96 to the Denver Nuggets. DeJounte Murray and Derek White both had 18 apiece, but it wasn't enough. Spurs lost. Going to try and end that losing streak when they play the Nuggets again tomorrow at 8 in Denver. Spurs usually do pretty good when they got to play the same team back to back. I think they're going to be all right tomorrow night. Man, New Orleans just got a where was that game, in Brooklyn or in New Orleans? If it was in Brooklyn, New Orleans just got a free trip to Brooklyn. That's all it was, because they were no match for the Nets, losing 139 to 111. Kevin Durant did not miss a shot, scored 17 points, 5 for 5 from the field, 2 from 2 from 3. Like Todd says, if he remains healthy, Brooklyn's going to be hard to beat come playoff time. Astros home opener tonight, 7-10, taking on the A's. Astros are 5-1. A's are winless, 0-6. And then the Rangers beat Toronto 2-1. But I'm sorry, Rangers are again. All I said I was going to do, I was going to read the score. Rangers beat Toronto 2-1. Get off my page, Rangers. All right, and then Deshaun Watson has lost another sponsor, a couple of sponsors actually. HEB has dropped out. Nike has dropped out. Somebody else has dropped out. There are a couple of other sponsors that have yet to make a decision with Deshaun Watson after the ladies had their press conference just the other day. So there we go. I think that's the update in sports. Let me go ahead and get the man with the plan. Hold on, man. I ain't ready. I wasn't ready. Like Freddie, to rock real steady. I'm getting ready. You know what, though? They say if you stay ready, you won't have to get ready. Something like that. Kris Gardner, Houston Round Ball Review. Kris?
That's true.
Kris, I'm trying to get myself together. You know, Facebook don't like when I play your intro. They be trying to block me.
Oh, well.
But no. Hey, let me tell you something about me and Facebook. Ask me how much I care.
Okay.
Y'all better know him like I know him. I ain't never seen him in no Kango, but he is a bad man.
Never had a Kango. Not sure why.
Might get you one. It's Kris from Houston Round Ball Review right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Kris, always glad to have you on Thursdays, bro. What it do, baby? What it do?
How you doing, man? Thank you for having me on once again.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Your Rockets with Kelly Olynyk look like they trying to do something. John Wall played like he was the daddy at my son's wedding. He was all proud and doing his thing and all of it and everything. Mr. Finger Roll, what's up? What did we see last night?
It's funny how different a team looks when they have healthy players and, of course, what I like, 2 skilled big men. It's amazing how that works in basketball. Go figure.
Yeah.
I guess Steven Silas became a good coach last night all of a sudden. Imagine that. Boy, who knows?
And you know, Kelly Olynyk, man, it's a shame he's too tall to be good in the Rockets lineup. It's a shame he's too tall, and you know they got to go small ball. It's a shame. It is a shame. It's a shame that he's 6'10". Oh, that's awful that they got last night. I don't know what in the world.
18 rebounds. Wow, boy, that's too bad. Bless his heart. What a shame. What a shame.
All those rebounds from all those other smaller players. He's too big. We need to check his birth certificate like they do in Little League football.
Yeah, clearly that's they're going to have to do that. But good for him. Good for the Rockets. We kid, but I like tall players with skills. You know, taller than 6'5".
Yep.
Go figure. But yeah, imagine that. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for Christian Wood.
And Christian Wood, man. Somebody, first I had to look and see if it was you, but somebody was literally yelling that Detroit gave Christian Wood away for nothing.
That's so inaccurate. But anyway, anyhow, yeah, Jeremy Grant, his 25 is hardly nothing.
Yeah, but still,
Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart, hardly nothing. But yeah,
but you know,
keep peddling that myth. But yeah, okay.
They want that Christian Wood back. That's what they want.
No, no, they don't. Maybe that Vanda, Troy Weaver doesn't. Neither does Dwayne Casey, and neither do I. So if that is, yep, you're wrong. But whatever.
Kris Gardner, Houston Round Ball Review, coming in hot like fire. So, again, Rockets ended their 5-game losing streak. Good to see John Wall playing like he was healthy. I liked where he said he reminds or he tells Kevin Porter Jr. that he's as good as him, if not better.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good to see John Wall's hip and hamstring healthy enough for him to play. He said it wasn't because of the fluid on his knee was the issue that he's been out the last few games. Other elements, hitting the floor hard against Memphis, things like that. But a healthy John Wall. C. Wood said it last night in post game. Go to my YouTube channel, Houston Roundball Review. Christian Wood said point blank, I finally got my point guard back. It's good to have him back. It's great to have him back. So, like I said, it's amazing how things look when you got healthy players who are talented and can get things done on the floor.
How do you like that backcourt of John Wall and Kevin Porter Jr.? How do you like that?
It's, I think it has a lot of potential. I like the possibilities of it. I think KP can learn from John Wall's veteran leadership, and John wants him to be aggressive. He wants him to find that balance of how to be aggressive to get his points, but also to keep his teammates involved. So that's a fine line there. Kevin Porter is young. He's 20 years old. He's learning how to really be the point guard, be a lead guard in the NBA. I think the duo can work. And that's what Rockets hope, going for the next 1 or 2 seasons. I think they believe it can work, and I think it will work. Of course, might not stay healthy.
Yeah, right. Everybody stay healthy. I got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining me here on the show. Kris, before I make my next point, let me run to a quick break, and then we'll come back. I don't know why I'm trying to compare some of these young guys to, future or potential Hall of Famers, but the situation with Kevin Porter Jr. reminds me of a young guard that used to be. I'll say it when I get back. We'll be right back on the lunch break.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. The setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Beautiful people, this is Major. This is why I love you. On the lunch break.
We're just doing the WAP, man. We're just doing the WAP. Right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Throwback Thursday. AJ Jones, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. What I was going to say before the break is the Kevin Porter situation kind of reminds me when a young Tony Parker was brought into the starting lineup. And I always wondered why Pop was so hard on Tony. And it's like they were trying to push him to, to go ahead and be great, not think so much, not, doubt himself, but go ahead and stretch that, his ability. And when he finally did, man, you saw what happened in in San Antonio. I'm not saying Kevin Porter Jr. and Tony Parker are the same. One's a potential Hall of Famer. The other one, yet to see what we can see with him. But I get why John Wall and Steven Silas and probably John Lucas and them are trying to push this young man to tap into his greatness and not overthink it.
KP has a lot of talent. His issue has for years was not on court issues. It was off court issues and things like that. And that's why Cleveland decided to move on from him.
Yep.
And the Rockets have him now, and the Rocket support system are doing what they can to make sure he maximizes his talent on the court and keeps his life off the court steady, so he can maximize his talent on the court. And if that combo works, the Rockets have a legit star.
Yep. I believe that. It's tough to watch this year the way it's going, but when those bright lights come on and you see, wow, this is how it can be, it's like, man, I can't wait till they get a full season and they're healthy and they don't have to go through all of the emotional roller coaster that they went through at the beginning of the year, man. Some of these guys are probably still having PTSD from that.
Could be. I mean, I think the Rockets are now 14-37, 51 games, brother. They've had 34 different starting lineups. That means 2/3 of this season, they've had a different starting lineup. So I'm past the point of being bothered about wins and losses and those things. The injuries have made this season a wash. These last 21, 22 games, 20 games, whatever it is remaining, are to build chemistry, to see who will be here next year. And it's all about next year. That's where this is now. That's what's different about teams with young talent that give fans hope. And to Rocket fans out there, you should look at the potential of this team. The young pieces on this team: Kevin Porter Jr., Christian Wood, Jayshawn Tate, KJ Martin. That's 4 solid, young, contributing pieces to your core. So I think the future looks very promising.
I do too.
And that's what it's all about. This year, man, when Steven Silas was hired, James Harden and Russ were here. It was a win now mentality, playoff championships or bust. James Harden and Russ said soon thereafter, before the season even began, oh yeah, we won out. So they had to change gears, shift the mindset, do all those things, get rid of those 2 guys. They did that. Then the injuries hit. So they've had to restart twice. So, based on those things and the things that have happened, the folks who choose to say Steven Silas can't coach, Steven Silas should be fired, y'all just hating, or you're just choosing to be ignorant. I'm sorry to put it like that, but yeah, I mean, really, first-year head coach, was hired with a completely different team than he has now.
Yep.
So why you want him fired is beyond me, But that's you do you.
Right.
I'm going to be objective and maintain my objectivity and focus on the future.
Yep. That's what I'm going to do as well. We got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. How old is Kelly Olynyk? 29?
About that, yeah. Maybe 30. I don't know if he's that old. I wouldn't age him too much, like me. But yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right.
But here's my thing. Keep him too, please.
Sure.
Yeah, let him be a part of that young nucleus.
He's a young vet.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I like it. I ain't nobody. I ain't got no vote. No signing powers over there. But that to me, when you talk about Christian Wood, when you talk about Kevin Porter Jr., when you talk about Tate, when you talk about the other guys, especially KJ Martin. I'm a big KJ Martin fan. Man, brother, this could do something. I
mean, look at a healthy Lakers team. AD is a power forward, really. They go quote unquote small, put him at the 5, be 6'11", 7 feet tall. You have Christian Wood and KO on the floor together. One of them is going to guard AD. That's better than having 6'5" Jayshawn Tate trying to guard AD. Jokic with Denver, 7 feet. You got 2 7-footers. Better than having a 6'5" Jayshawn Tate trying to guard Joker when you go small for whatever reason. Going small out of necessity. That necessity should be gone now. The future, unless Kelly Olynyk and his people say, ask for the moon, and get that moon offer from another team, Rafael Stone should re-sign Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah.
Christian Wood likes playing with Kelly Olynyk. He's learning from him. The versatility in those two big men, both of them are what the Rockets claim to have wanted for years. Skilled big man who can shoot inside and outside. The new big man in today's NBA. You got two of them. So why get rid of one of them?
Right, and that's why I hope the New England Patriots of the NBA, the LA Lakers, or the LA Clippers don't come a-calling on Kelly Olynyk to try and fill in those gaps that they don't have on their team right now after this season is over. So, man, again, I think he fits well with what the Rockets are trying to do.
And he seems, it's been, 2-3 weeks, he seems to like the city. He likes his teammates. He's staying in a hotel right now, apparently. But I think both sides should reach an agreement, and have him here for the next 4 years after this season.
Yeah, I'm going to swing down to that hotel and pack him up, bring him over to the Jones house, get him some fish and some vegan delights. And he'll be all right. He'll be all right. We'll talk him in the stand. Kris Gardner, Houston Round Ball Review. Had a Todd Malcolm on earlier, and, he jumped out there big, strong. He went Brooklyn out of the East, and he had the nerve to say Utah out of the West. I replied back to him, you've got regular season teams, and then you got playoff teams. And neither one of those teams have shown me that they are playoff teams. And the one borderline is Utah. What do you think about his picks and my comments?
Well, my biggest issue regarding Brooklyn is health. James Harden's hamstrings are acting up on him now. So Kevin Durant just came back after a month off. Scored 17 off the bench. Nice to be blessed like that, to just be off for 4 weeks and come back and drop 17 like it's nothing. So, but
3 for 2 for free throw, didn't miss nothing.
And boy, he's not 6'5". Imagine that. Yeah, isn't that something? But anyway, I just Brooklyn's injuries plus Kyrie being Kyrie. Until they do it, I'm not going to pick them. Sorry, and I understand why folks are, because healthy, the firepower is there, and they're adding all-stars to the bench, and Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge. I understand all that, but until I see it come playoff time, they got to do it one time for me to pick them again. I'll put it like that. Yeah. Same with Utah. Utah regular season looks great. As you said, playoffs is a whole nother animal. If the Lakers get healthy, and that's a massive if right now, but if they do, they're still a team to beat in the West. Yeah. And then the Clippers are the Clippers. A happy Kawhi Leonard, a happy focused Paul George. I'm going to pick those two teams before I pick Utah, and the Suns, and Denver, and Dallas, and everybody else. I'm picking one of them from LA first.
I got to take another quick break. You basically said what I said. I want to come back.
Great minds, brother. Great minds.
You know what I mean? It's the ball heads. Ball heads. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back, and I want to add a little value to that. We'll do it next, right here on the lunch break. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or you can text me any questions you have for Kris Gardner, Houston Round Ball Review at 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break.
If you want to change the table talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
Legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
I'm Henry Louis Gates Jr. We are people of resilience. No matter what happens, we fight through the pain. We protect our traditions. We uphold our excellence. So let's protect our lives with vaccines we can trust. We can do this.
To learn more about COVID-19 vaccines, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
Cool J. We're back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. He's Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. It's Throwback Thursday. And, again, talking about Utah, talking about Brooklyn. One of the things I said about Brooklyn, Kris, was that you can frustrate James in the playoffs. You can. It's no shade at him. It's not bringing up old things. You can frustrate James Harden in the playoffs. You can also kind of get Kyrie trying to do too much. Kevin Durant's solid as a rock. I will not say anything bad. I won't even go back to the old OKC days. Kevin Durant learned something at Golden State that I just think he got the ice water in his veins now. He doesn't think nothing about it. It's the same thing over in Utah. We don't know if Rudy Gobert and all the other guys can get it done. Donovan Mitchell can get it done. So now you got those teams that are playoff ready. They got those players that this is their time now. Y'all had y'all's time. That's why the Miamis came up last year. That's why the Lakers pulled away from everybody last year. And until they're out, I can't see anything different.
Agreed. I mean, it's simple to say that, but we're basing it on reality and what we've seen happen. History. It's proven that certain players step up. That's why there's a difference between Rajon Rondo regular season and playoff Rondo. There is a difference.
Right.
Some guys step up and elevate their game in the playoffs. Some don't. Some guys are simply, and women, athletes, are regular season players and are different and not as effective in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what makes superstars different than stars.
Yeah.
Superstars step up in the playoffs.
Yep.
When the lights are brightest.
Yep. My nephew, man, he played a game in the Riverfront Stadium up in Cincinnati. And he said big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. And he showed out in that stadium to the point where the other coach was running over there, not to shake the coach's hand, but my nephew's hand. And again, little league, big guys. But you can't have Paul George's fall off. You can't have James Harden's disappear in the playoffs and think that all these other role players that you got during the regular season are going to pick up the slack. It's something different. Jimmy Butler took his team to another level and brought them other guys with it. LeBron James has taken several teams that had all the way to the finals. Until you've done that, all you've done has been a good player in the league. And I'm not minimizing these guys. They're the best of the best. But it's different come playoff time.
It's not minimizing them. It's just saying they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And that's potential. Potential is a nice word. Potential means you have not done it yet.
Right.
That's simply what it means.
Yep.
If Donovan Mitchell steps up, and I mean in the Western Conference Finals,
yep,
the NBA Finals, that's different. That means he would have gotten it done. He would have carried his team that far. First two rounds are not the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. That's different. That's a whole nother animal, whole nother level of expectations and getting it done.
Yep.
And until they do that, I'm not gonna pick them.
Yeah.
Simple.
Let's do this real quick. I want to change gears. Isaiah Thomas, Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, had some interesting comments about LeBron James.
Zeke?
Zeke, about why he thinks LeBron is the best of the best. This is what he shared on Undisputed with Shannon and Skip. And I want to get your take on it because you're one of the brightest basketball minds I know. But anyway, let me let you hear this.
Do you know?
I know St. Vincent, St. Mary, but I don't know.
So this is the point I'm trying to make, right? He didn't go to college. He's taken every rookie coach he's had to the NBA Finals. So from an educational standpoint and a knowledge base, where did this brain come from? I mean, he's the Einstein of basketball. Because when you look at myself, you look at a Jordan, you look at a Shaq, you know, we had Hall of Fame coaches. Like Michael Jordan played for Dean Smith, Hall of Fame. Then he goes and meets Phil Jackson, Hall of Fame. Doug Collins, those were his first coaches. He's around Tex Winters. I was around Chuck Daly, Coach Knight. So from an educational standpoint, the knowledge that we were given and what we were able to apply out on the field and out on the floor, that came from somewhere. I look at LeBron James and I go, where'd he get all this? Because he can look at your coach, figure out your defensive scheme. He can look at your substitution pattern. He can read the stat sheet, and then he can, you know, not only read it, but he can dissect it. Then he can come back and put together a game plan, and then he can go out and implement it. So the Tom Brady's and the Peyton Manning, so forth and so on, they all had coaches, schools, and you know, big institutions that they went to. LeBron James just came in from high school and said, boom, 7 straight finals. You do not go to the NBA Finals in all league at age 22 and say, I'm here with, you know, Boobie Gibson and, you know, Danielle Marshall. And no offense to any of them, but you just don't do that in all league.
Yeah, let me pull it down there. I know it was kind of low, but I mean, I that sealed some things for me right there. Because he didn't have a Dean Smith. He didn't have a Bobby Knight. He didn't have a Phil Jackson. He didn't have
Chuck Daly. Yep.
Yeah, Daly. He came out of high school and took players that, come on now, that first Cleveland team that he got to the finals, that last Cleveland team he got to the finals. I'm just saying, I'm not minimizing those guys, but LeBron is just different from a mental standpoint, and that was not shaped or molded by the Dean Smiths, the Bobby Knights, the Phil Jacksons, the Chuck Dalys of the world. You know, and I just found out today who his high school coach was, Drew Joyce in Akron.
Yep. At
Okay.
St. Vincent St. Mary's, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm listening. Chris, take it away.
LeBron is a basketball savant. He is, and to hear Isaiah Thomas, you know, and I'm just going to call him Zeke because of being a Pistons fan for 30 plus years, growing up as a fan. That's how he was known to Piston fans was Zeke. I've never thought about that way, but he makes a great point. LeBron did not have all those coaching influences, so he got it from somewhere. He got it from a higher power. He got it from a higher authority. LeBron is blessed. All of us are blessed in our own way, have our own talents. LeBron has a photographic memory. To hear him sometimes, he had one press conference where he talked about a play that happened months ago. Oh, you mean blah, 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 at this point in the game, blah, blah, blah. And we're all like, my goodness, man. I mean, how do you know that? And, you know,
I remember the press conference he had where they were running the video underneath what he was saying. He wasn't looking at the video, and he ran down about a 3.5 minute stretch and didn't miss a thing.
Yeah. He's you know, we joke about him. He's gifted. he is a savant. He really, truly is a savant. And so he's not perfect. I'm not going to sit there and claim that he is. But his basketball abilities are on another level. We have not seen someone, and we may not, I'm not going to say never. It's going to be a while before we see someone come out of high school, the G League, you know, no college, and do what he's done all this time. And he's still carrying teams. He's still impacting basketball. He's still playing at an elite level on both ends of the floor. He's not resting on defense to get his on offense. He's still getting it done. So we should enjoy what we're seeing here. And yeah, I know he didn't go 6-0 with the Bulls or all this stuff. But I know one thing also, Mike did not win anything without Scottie Pippen. I know that. I know Pippen led the Bulls to the conference finals without Mike. I know that. Correct, sir. Correct.
I'm
Okay.
just over here. Let me drink some more of my water. Go ahead.
So on those things I know, but LeBron he is a savant when it comes to basketball knowledge and talent, and we should give him his flowers while he is on the floor and playing. Right now he's injured, but when he gets back, we should appreciate greatness.
Yeah,
and
man.
that's what it is, greatness.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Okay, that's all I needed. Like I said, I enjoy a few folks in this game, but I respect a few folks in this game. You one of the ones I respect. So I wanted to
appreciate
that. Been dealing with me ever since Willie Gibson sent it to me. I was like, man, this sealed it for me. I don't have to have one player be the greatest. I appreciate getting to see those that I saw. I appreciate being able to go back and research the Bill Russells, the Wilt Chamberlains and guys like that. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to this day, man, that sky hook was just, again, different. Nobody's been able to duplicate it. Why? I don't know, because that was almost an unblockable shot. So to be able to experience what I've experienced, it's great to see all these great players. But from a mental standpoint, man, I cannot put anybody above LeBron James. Might put somebody up there with it, but not above LeBron James.
Well put. And just like I said, he got that from somewhere. He learned that from he developed it because I think he always had it growing up. And he was able to tap into it and grow with it and expand it.
Yeah.
And so we can see what we see now.
Right.
Because he's truly blessed with talents and skills that many of us just do not have.
Yep.
And will not have.
Yep.
So I appreciate his greatness. And did I send it to you? I don't know if I sent it to you. An article I wrote. Oh, wow. He was a junior in high school. He came to an AU tournament in Pearland. I'm not sure if I sent it to you.
I don't think you did, but do.
But I'll send it to you after this.
Okay.
But just the hype. He was on like SI cover as a sophomore. The hype around him. I remember Joe Dumars being quoted as saying he would be the top pick in the draft as a junior in high school. Yeah. So the hype around him was immense. So the rumblings about LeBron's going to be participating in this tournament in Pearland, blah, 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 blah. I had media colleagues saying, hey, man, because the person in charge of the event did not have the greatest reputation about coming through with things. So we're like, okay, hey, if LeBron shows up, you let me know. You call me. This was back in payphone pager stuff.
That's correct. Okay?
So I had colleagues say, you let me know when he gets there. When he puts foot down, you see him, you call me. Sure enough, he showed up and then he showed out. Wow. The gym was packed.
Wow.
I had never seen, you gotta read my write-up. It's not long. I have never seen someone at that age so in control on the basketball floor.
Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Lunch break. Throwback Thursday, man. We're throwing back to young LeBron. We're throwing back to the comments made by Isaiah Thomas, the Hall of Famer, and just talking about LeBron's mind that literally came out of high school, shaped, I guess, by Coach Drew, and man, just what it is now to this day. That brilliance is still there, and it translates off the court as well. When you look at what he did with his school, when you look at how he's impacted his communities, how he's affected the nation with voting and voting right, trying to find other ways to circumvent some of the obstacles put in place to affect people's lives in voting. And, I said earlier, man, when you got a guy like that, he'll find a way. You put your legislation out there, whatever, he'll find a way. The Stacey Abrams of the world, they'll find a way. Their minds are like that. But I got nothing but respect for the young man. I really did. I nothing but respect.
And as far as we know, he has not had any missteps off the court.
Yeah.
With family, wife.
Yep.
We have two huge examples in the last week. Well, one is going on, it's still going on, and quarterback here in town is opening up eyes and shaking people's heads. Who would have thought it? But the truth, Brother Pierce.
Yeah.
Put with his Instagram stuff. Put it out. Why would you do that, Paul?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You lost your job.
Yep.
I mean, so for LeBron to, like I said, he's not perfect, but he's done a great job hiding his whatever, keeps his stuff private.
Yeah,
that we know nothing, very little about. So that's all part of who he is, his brand. And I know some folks say LeBron is not, he's not all that. His brand is bigger than, okay, you can choose to pick at it and brand this, brand that. The man's on his way to being a billionaire.
I'm just saying that's
Okay.
right there.
Yeah.
And taking his friends / business partners with him, Phil Jackson. They're not a posse, they're business partners, FYI. So, again, even that plan, even that strategy, these young men are amazing. These young men are amazing. In the words of Gunna Man from New Jack City, you's an unadulterated genius.
Yes. And for them to now, I don't want to call it dabbling now, but to invest in the Liverpool franchise, with the owner of the Red Sox as well, he's gonna make money out of that and have input in that franchise.
Brother.
And because of him, other athletes who look like us have gotten into international sports, international ownership. That is just spectacular and something to admire and appreciate.
Yeah.
And duplicate going forward. Right. I would love to see other younger athletes do what LeBron is doing, has done, will continue to do, but younger people do surpass LeBron.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to surpass what he's accomplished off the floor, you are winning big time.
Yeah.
And keep it going forward. That's what it's all about. Keep it going forward. Do better than the generation before you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, our floor should be our young people's ceiling. Just keep our ceiling should be their floor.
Their floor, yes. I got
you.
Mm-hmm.
And for LeBron to buy into the Boston Red Sox, I ain't knocking him. This ain't the Miami Marlins, Derek Jeter. This is the Boston Red Sox. James Harden owns the Houston Dash.
Part ownership, but yeah, the point is there. Yeah.
Not your name ain't janitor. I ain't knocking the janitors. Love them, but when you got as an owner in there, part owner, minority owner, major, you on your way. You on your way, and that's what I've been preaching about, man. Let's not just get caught up in black general managers and black head coaches and black offensive coordinators and defense coordinators. Those things are important. But man, strive to own, and if you can't own it in the leagues that exist, don't be afraid to start your own.
That's why I respect. I've had issues with the media department, but Ice Cube's big three.
Yeah.
Own. And just one thing, I'm I pale in comparison to LeBron and Cube and what they've accomplished. But as owner of the Houston Roundball Review, I own this.
That's right.
Okay, so I tell my mentees, you own. Folks can't take that away from you. You own it. Yeah. I know to this day, there are folks who are trying to figure out. We got to keep Kris out of this. We got to keep Kris. We got to keep him down. I'm on your show weekly. I was on KHOU this past Sunday. I'm on national radio, New York, Baltimore last couple of weeks. I own the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, national perspective, that means what it says.
Absolutely. The saying, stay in your lane. Let me tell you something, man. When you own it, you create your own lane.
Yes, sir.
All right, I got to take another quick break. We got a caller standing by. Caller, you stay right there. Let's take another quick break. It's the lunch break, along with Kris Gardner on the Houston Roundball Review, joining us right now on Throwback Thursday. We'll be right back right after this.
Behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
I'm Henry Louis Gates Jr. We are people of resilience. No matter what happens, we fight through the pain. We protect our traditions. We uphold our excellence. So let's protect our lives with vaccines we can trust. We can do this.
To learn more about COVID-19 vaccines, visit cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Now, back to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back on it. Dr. Aki Davis said, great job, Kris Gardner. And he also said LeBron James is friends with Warren Buffett. It's a good person to be friends with. We go to the phone line real quick. Chris, caller, sorry to keep you holding. You're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Willie Gibson.
Hey, Willie.
Oh, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for calling, sir, but don't blast me, please. Don't blast me. Go ahead. Be nice.
No. I just want to echo Dr. Aki's sentiment. I had to be a part of Air Lover Day. I told you I called Thursday Air Lover Day because it just started in the building. So,
that fits.
But no, this is a great show, great topic. What you guys have, I've just been enjoying listening. Great insight to LeBron as a high school junior and the things that he's done. I was able to see him as well as a senior in high school, and it's been the same person, not this player. I mean, clearly he's improved in both aspects, but what you see is what you get, and the people around him have definitely allowed him to grow and kept him insulated from the truth, if you will, and that debacle that went down last weekend. So, I mean, and it's baffling to me and amazing that yet and still all you hear and all you see with him is him doing the right thing, but yet the criticism never stops, no matter what.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. That criticism never stops, but this young man is, really, I know folks don't like to hear this. He is the face of the American dream. He is the face of the American dream. A lot of folks talk about their grandfather did this and he didn't have a college education, but he built all these businesses. That's what LeBron James is doing. So why can't he get the celebrity support, a celebrated support, I want to say, that other folks are so proud of for themselves? I'm proud of LeBron James. And you don't hear many people say that. You hear them talk about his abilities and his accomplishments, but I'm proud of LeBron as a young man, as a father, as a husband, as a person in our community. I'm proud of LeBron.
As a son?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Will, I'm going to send you the link to the article too, and you and AJ, so y'all can check it out. And like I said, this 18 years ago, however long. So it's been a minute, but yeah. But LeBron, and let me be clear. LeBron and his decision to go to Miami, take his talent to South Beach, wasn't a big fan of that, And in a basketball fan part, seeing LeBron destroy the Pistons by himself in the Eastern Conference Finals, he scored like 25 in a row, and they couldn't stop him. I mean, tried, threw everything at him, didn't make any difference. Young fella carried them to the NBA Finals. So, but he's different. He's blessed. His mind, his mental part of it, and his business decisions have worked. I'm not I may go see Space Jam 2, I don't know, but he's got production companies. He's got his fingers in a lot of different pies, making content, quality content about us, for us, by us. But he's also, as you said, friends with Warren Buffett. That's a great person to whose brain to pick and learn and get knowledge from. So he's able to go into different arenas and learn, listen, and share what he's learned with others. His school is awesome. The idea, the implementation of it, fantastic. Has he done everything right? He hasn't won enough championships. He hasn't done this, that, and the other, whatever. He's exceeded expectations that were placed on him coming out of high school. Think about that. He was, quote unquote, the chosen one, and he surpassed that. I mean, we have to appreciate what he's accomplished. And because I think when his son Bronny, I think they want to try to play a season together. And then after that, LeBron will be done. And then focus on business. And who knows what he's going to accomplish once he focuses solely on business.
Correct.
I'd like to see him own an NBA team.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Willie, man, thank you for sending me that clip, bro. Because I'll tell you that thing has had me just staring at it ever since you sent it. Because, like I said, I hadn't heard a take like that, and I like somebody who literally has dug into it and just didn't stay surface. And that's what Zeke has done with that. And again, I can't pick it apart, man. I can't pick it apart. There's nothing wrong at all with what he said.
Not at all. Phenomenal take. And like I said, I had never heard it before this morning either. So to hear that, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that Justin Fields has got another pro day coming up. Is that a good thing or a bad day, Willie?
He does. It's the 28th, I believe. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I mean, San Francisco wants to get another look at him. They were in Alabama for the Mac Jones pro day. And they asked if they come up and watch him throw. I don't ever see a negative to get in front of decision makers. So, you know, he did it once. Let's do it again. That's his mindset. His mindset is okay. Want to see it? Let's give him a show. Okay, because I know some people made a big deal that San Francisco wasn't there at the first pro day. So, you know, I'm like this. If you missed it, you missed it. Well, here's the thing: the quarterback coach was there. The director of scouting was there. They have representation. Okay. It wasn't Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch.
Okay. All right. While I got you on with Kris, let's talk a little basketball. Of course, we saw that Liddell is going to go ahead and give it a shot in the pros, but it sounded like he left the door open to come back. Did I read that correctly or no?
Yes, you did, and Kris can speak to this better than I. I mean, with the new rules with the NBA allowing team or players to test the draft waters, they can declare once, as long as they don't obtain representation, complete the workout, get feedback, and return to school. But I believe if they do it a second time, then eligibility is exhausted. Is that correct, Kris?
It is, and the representation part, young student assets, as I call them, as long as they really get representation from the NCAA approved list, they can come back without losing any eligibility. NBA has, that's one thing the NBA and the NCAA do not agree on is the dates about when to declare, when to come back. And, folks forget that the NBA's eligibility rule for the draft, that's an NBA rule. That's not an NCAA rule. The NCAA would love for their players, their assets to stay in college 3 years. The NBA is the one to pass the rule that you got to be 1 year out of high school to declare for the draft. So because the NBA wanted to ultimately create what they have, the G League, and they want you to get that talent to go to their farm system and get recognition and hopefully generate attention and money for them in the G League rather than college. So, but yes, they can declare for the draft, get some feedback from the NBA draft advisory committee, and they will be told your skills, weaknesses, strengths, and then basically assign, okay, you are a top 15 first round pick, 16 to 30 pick, and then second round 31 to 45, 46 to 60, or undrafted. And then based on that information, they give that back to the player, your representation, and then the player can decide what they want to do. If they want to keep their name in the draft, they can do so. If they want to go back to school based on the necessary requirements, some just mess up with bad advice and cause them to stick themselves, and they're stuck, and they have to go pro. Mm-hmm. So as long as you don't do that and have the chance, because use an example locally, Quinn Grimes got feedback last season about his draft status, and the NBA folks told him, basically, you need to go back to school, work on some things, and Quinn Grimes had a great year, became a third-team All-American, helped lead UVA to the Final Four. And I think, and Coach Sampson said last night, he thinks Quentin should go pro to declare for the draft. Quentin said that he's going to talk to Coach Sampson and his family in the next 2 days and decide what he's going to do. But I'd be shocked if Quentin decides to go back to U of H for one more year.
Okay. We got Willie Gibson and Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. What y'all think about the young man from Baylor declaring for the NBA draft?
David Mitchell, boy. Whew. Go ahead, man. Yeah, stock's not won't get any higher than it is right now.
Yeah.
Go get that money.
Yeah.
Take care of your family, invest, do all those things, get that money, go to the NBA, have a great career. He's a hard worker, extremely talented. Go get that money.
Yeah. Real quick before we got to go, Willie, give me your one takeaway from the March Madness tournament on the men's side.
They pulled it off. You started off early, the no contest VCU and Oregon, and that kind of raised some flags like, hey, is this going to be a trend? Are any other games going to be missed or teams eliminated due to COVID? And they weren't. That was the only one affected. And, agree or disagree, they pulled it off.
Yeah, that's a good one. Kris, Kris, what would be your one takeaway from the tournament?
On the men's side or the women's side?
Yeah, do men and then do women right behind that.
On the men's side, Baylor was better than everybody thought.
Yeah.
I knew they were good. I knew pre-COVID they were 1B to Gonzaga's 1A. But clearly they were legitimately one of the best teams we've seen in college ball the last 5-10 years.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. On the women's side, Stanford was the number one team most of the year, number one team going into the tournament. They won it all. Sometimes you need some luck to get it done. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Miss layup by an opponent here and there. Not their fault to miss a layup. They won championship. That's what it's about.
Yeah. Real quick for me, man, and I'm not saying this because you're on the phone, Willie. Juwan Howard is a great coach. Juwan Howard is a great coach. I don't know what Juwan implemented down there at Michigan. And I know they didn't win it all, but man, they looked the part. They were long, they were athletic, and they were in tune to what they needed to do. Yeah, they got beat, but still, I love what Juwan is doing. And then on the women's side, man, I wish they could pull out from the NCAA and do their own thing and market their own thing and da-da-da-da-da. Because I'm not trying to quote a movie. They can do bad all by themselves. In spite of the NCAA, it was a great tournament. And the I don't want to call it a league, but there are some great coaches. And the NCAA on the women's side is in some good hands. Not named Gino Ariema. So that's my take on it. Willie, tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, man.
Before I do that, can I do a take on the women as well?
Yeah, please. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And I hope I pronounced this young lady's name right because she corrected someone. Ari McDonald?
Ari
McDonald.
Yeah.
Ari. Yes. Watch her. I'm looking forward to next Thursday with the WNBA draft to see where she goes, and I will be following her.
Bro, deep draft for the women this year. Deep draft from the women. Almost more talent coming out than they have spots available.
Oh, they do. Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah. All right, Willie, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, man.
I appreciate it. Willie Gibson on Facebook, Will Gibson 7 on Twitter and Instagram, and the Will Knows podcast. Hopefully I can have these two brothers on when we get it popping.
Brother, we can't wait. Appreciate you.
Look forward to it.
Man.
Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
You both. Thank you.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care, man.
Good dude. Kris, closing remarks, man.
NCAA tournament, they pulled it off. They got that money. I did not know and learn before the tournament started that the women do not get money like the men do for advancing throughout the tournament units that the men's teams generate. Women's teams do not get a dime of that. I don't know who agreed to that negotiation. That needs to change. But I'm Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Been around since 1994. HoustonRoundballReview.com. Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. Houston Roundball Review on Instagram. Twitter, a little bit different. THEHR Review, some folks say the HR Review on Twitter. But yes, Houston Roundball Review. Local name, national perspective.
I love that, man. I'm serious. If there was a way for the women's game to privatize, I'm talking about on the college level, to privatize, and almost like the WNBA, if they could pull away from the NBA and just do their own thing, man, golly, bro. I mean,
we should have a discussion, and I would like some women's basketball players to participate in that discussion for a show, because there have been at times women saying they want to be separate from the men. They want, and I'm trying to, there's got to be a balance, because years ago, they did not want to have the NBA subsidize the WNBA team. That's why they went away from NBA owners owning those WNBA franchises. So they had different ownership, but those owners did not have as deep pockets as NBA owners do. So that we had some problems there. So there's got to be a balance. Do you want to be separate, or do you want to be part of it?
Yeah.
Because got to figure that out.
Yeah. We got to go, man. I appreciate you. We'll talk to you again soon, and let's set that up, man. I'm open. We can do it right here.
Sounds good. Thank you, man. I'll work on that.
All right. Thanks, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review. Y'all, we got to get ready to go. Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. In the morning, Erica Campbell and Griff, and, of course, Freestyle Friday. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everybody around you. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, the racism.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed today's show, man. I really did. Got some great folks out there. I want to thank Todd, of course, Ferdinand, and all of you all. I appreciate you, whether you're listening on Facebook, Instagram, whether you're listening on YouTube. We appreciate you. So, as always, not this, definitely this. HBCU love, y'all. Talk to you soon.